Would you rather have 5-star skill moves and be an amateur football player, or be a professional football player with 2-star skill moves? I think we all know the answer to that. Most likely you want to be a professional footballer with 2-star skill moves because your goal is to go pro if you're watching this video. Which brings us to the topic of our video, which is why skill moves won't make you a pro footballer. Alright, so point number one is mindset. I know skill moves are flashy, stuff like that. If you're in that mindset, you're most likely immature in a way, because you're too focused on yes, if I do all these skill moves, people think I'm a good player, right? Which is like a noob way of thinking about things right now, right? And the truth is, you need to be mentally tough. That's one of the main points, right? You need to have a strong mindset, and having a strong mindset is being mentally tough. Okay, so when you're mentally tough, you can go through adversity. All right, when you're able to go through adversity and challenges, that kind of builds your experience. Where on the field, things like any tough situation, like let's say you lose the ball, or you make a mistake with your skill moves, so on, to say, for example, right? These things don't matter to you because your mental toughness is so strong. They're like, yeah, that's nothing. I'm going to win the ball back and do it again. That's the mindset you need to have. You need to be mentally tough. You need to be ready to conquer anything that comes your way, any challenge or problems that comes your way, right? And then again, you also need to be disciplined with that mindset, right? So when you have a disciplined mindset, all right, we're going to that will be point number two, but I'm just touching on it now, right? And that's basically with you just doing the right things, right? Training hard, eating properly, having a professional attitude, just being disciplined in all areas of your life regarding football especially helps you to have a strong mindset. Generally speaking, if you're not disciplined, if you're taking things lackadaisically, just carelessly, most likely you won't have a strong mindset, right? Which will affect your ability to go pro automatically right off the rip, right? Which is why discipline is very important. I'm going to talk more about that in the second point, right? But another reason why, and another way to improve that mindset of yours is having good focus, right? Focus is so important, guys. You can be disciplined and not have focus at the same time, right? Focus is kind of you're locked in. You're able to put it like this, right? Some people are able to get some work done, right, throughout the day, little by little. But when you have extreme focus, you're able to get work done in let's say in a row, let's say for 4, 5, 6 hours in a row, you're just doing work. That's deep work, right? That's extreme focus, guys. All right, it's hard to get, but when you have extreme focus, your mindset is at the top, right? And that easily distinguishes you from an amateur footballer to a pro footballer. When you have such a strong mindset with focus, discipline, and mental toughness, guys, very underrated, right? And there are ways to improve focus too. Things like meditation. Me personally, has helped me improve my focus in many ways, right? Before, I thought I was focused. When I started meditating, I realized that there was a lot of junk in my mind, right? Again, when you're eating stupid shit like junk food and stuff like that, guys, I'm telling you, your focus is really going to be out of whack, right? If you're eating healthily, or at least reducing the junk food, removing the processed food, and eating a little bit more stable food, less processed food at least, right? Your focus will be clearer, right? Even things like drinking soda, you can't be drinking that. These are things that make your mind foggy, guys. Your mind will never be focused enough, right, to be able to get things done, right? So the things you're eating or consuming definitely affects you. What you're doing when you're training, right? That says how much you're focused, right? Some people think they're training hard, meanwhile they're just kicking the ball, doing little shooting drills, exercises, and they call that training. That's not training. Now, it's good to practice your shooting, don't get me wrong, right? But you need to be working in more important things like agility, fitness, sprinting, things like that. I'll talk more about it later. But when you have extreme focus, you're able to actually get proper things done. Okay, I'm doing agility for 10-15 minutes, then I'm moving on to fitness for 10-15 minutes, then I'm moving on to ball control for 10-15 minutes, then moving on to, you're focused, you're getting things done within the time frame, and it's pop, you're done. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not wasting time. Time is actually being used efficiently, not wasted sparingly. right? So point number 2, right, is discipline and work ethic. Guys, you know, like I said, I touched on this a little bit, right? But if you want to become a professional footballer, you need to have that discipline and work ethic, right? Which includes having a daily routine. All right, guys, don't just say, oh, I'm gonna wake up today and this is what I'm gonna do. No, you need to have your week plan, guys. Like, I know it seems like, yes, it's kind of about doing it, or I can like go around it. You know, I'm the kind of guy that knows how to go around it. What I do is I hate making a schedule, me personally, but like if you're able to keep to a schedule, by all means make a schedule. It helps you, right? Me personally, I find it hard to keep to a schedule because there are just so many things going on around my day. So what I do is I have this like habit tracker where I have like a list of things I do every single day, right? And all I have to do is just tick it every day, right? That way I already know what I'm going to do 3 days from now. It's the same thing I'm going to do today. Work out, get some work done, record videos, blah blah blah. It's the same thing, right? But like I have it all ticked, so I'm consistent. It shows my consistency level, which, and if I'm consistent, I'm obviously disciplined, right? Which obviously, like, consistency is so key, guys. Like, that's another reason why I have that habit tracker too, because like sometimes there are periods of times where I'm not consistent at all, right? And it shows in that tracker, right? Like if I tick, like, let's say 5 out of 10 things, it only shows 50% of things done, right? And if I'm doing 50-60% of things every day, it shows that I'm consistent with some things but not everything, right? Which is, you guys will be surprised how much of a difference that makes, like, because you can literally see that you're slacking. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you may think, oh, I'm doing something every day, I'm consistent, but in truth, maybe you're consistent in some areas but not in every area, which means you're actually not as consistent as you think, right? And you're actually slacking, right? That's why I have that habit tracker right there to remind me of that consistency I'm lacking, right? And again, hard work, right? Like, again, like, guys, you may not be the most talented player, right? But if you're like making sure, like, okay, I'm working hard and I'm excelling in the areas I know I can control. For example, fitness doesn't take talent, right? But if you're the most fit player on the team, you're going to be able to do more things. You're going to have more things in your locker, right? You're able to pull out, right? And that's because you worked hard for your fitness, right? Things like, you know, let's say you're a defender, things like your tackles, guys, you know, like, you can work on, like, okay, how do I time my tackles perfectly? Look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka, right? Like, he's like one of the best tacklers in the game of football, right? And he's just mastered it to a T, right? He's not like the most talented right back ever, you know. He doesn't, like, most right backs know how to whip in crosses. Well, even look at Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? Very talented player, right, in terms of, like, let's say, passing and crossing, right? But overall, with defense and whatever, he may not be the best, but he's mastered that, like, crossing and whatever. People think he's talented automatically, right? Wan-Bissaka, if you master that, like, tackles, people think you're talented automatically, right? If you master something specific that you know you can control and you like doing, and you work hard on it, right, people think you're talented, man. Forget talent, man. Hard work will get you there if you know what you're working hard on, right? And if you're, like, putting yourself in advantageous positions over other people, right? For example, like fitness, if your fitness is on top over everyone else, you're going to have more things and more ability to do more things, right? So, guys, keep that in mind. Point number 3, right, is teamwork and game intelligence. This is the most important point, by the way, just so you know, because what people don't realize is, to go pro, like I said, it's not the skill moves. The game intelligence is so important, and also the teamwork, which is why it's also together, right? Let me talk about teamwork first. If you don't know how to work with your team members, right, your teammates and whatnot, you're never really going to succeed in the sport, right? Because your teammates make you better, right? For example, right, if you watch Real Madrid's game, right, they just played the UEFA Super Cup against Atalanta. They won 2-0. You can tell Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, they're all trying to make each other better, right? Like, they're already superstars, right? They all came to Real Madrid, they're superstars. But you can tell they're, like, genuinely trying to, like, they're playing with their abilities to the best of their ability, and they're like, I want you to shine as well. And they're like, no, I want you to shine as well. So they're all gonna shine, It's beautiful to see, right? There's no selfishness over there. It's just humility. Play your football. Let's all succeed together. You succeeding is me succeeding. I want you to score. I want you to assist. I want you to do everything. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the mentality, guys. Which is why teamwork is very important, guys. Right? And if you feel like you don't have that teamwork with your teammates, it's important you go out of your way to like socialize with your teammates and get them to start like, you start bonding with them, right? Tell them, yo, during the game, let's kind of like make plays, passes to ourselves, right? You get to know them outside the field too. So like when they see you on the pitch, they're more inclined to like, oh yeah, that's my boy over there, I'm gonna give the ball to him. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a little details, split decision moments that can literally make or break how you perform on the field, right? If a teammate decides not to pass to you, right, you may not be able to maybe dribble past two players and score this amazing goal you could have had. Not because he didn't pass to you, right? Maybe he doesn't know you like that, or he doesn't trust you on the ball enough, just because you didn't put in that effort to like build trust outside of the sport. Do you know what I'm saying? Outside of you guys on the field. Do you know what I'm saying? Teamwork is very important. I talk about this more in my previous videos, so look back on my previous videos. But no player can do it alone. All right? You have to be able to bring the best out of each other and support each other and create opportunities for each other. It's the only way, guys. It's the only way. Their success will be your success, right? And it's your job to make sure like they feel like that. It'll help you be better as well, right? And guys, game intelligence, like I was saying, all right? Things like reading the game, guys. For example, there's this player that used to play on my team, right? He's a defender. He's decent in 1v1 situations, you know, he knows how to like defend, but he doesn't know how to read the game. And I've told him like, yo, being a defender is more than just tackles, you know, it's more than just tackles or 1v1s, you winning the ball of them. You have to be able to read the game so you position yourself in the right place at the right time. Not just defenders, guys, attackers too. That game intelligence of like, okay, I'm timing this run perfectly where he can see me, I make that run, I'm not offside, and the defender is not focused on me. Do you know what I'm saying? Game intelligence like that. Or if you're a midfielder, your head is up, you're able to scan the field and make the plays, find the right teammates, making the right passes where your teammates are not under pressure, things like that, guys. Game intelligence, very important. That's like, this goes beyond any skill move, guys. It's better you have 0-star skill moves and you have 5-star game intelligence than like the 5-star skill moves and 0 game intelligence, guys. Focus on that, guys. And if you want to improve that game intelligence, watch more football games, maybe even play different football games, football manager games, football player games, do more things like that. Read more football, get more endorsement football. Don't just focus on playing football. Make your entire world about football so that you kind of learn the game. Right? Why do you think some coaches like Xabi Alonso turn from player to coaches, right? Or Mourinho, or Pep Guardiola, or all these guys, right? These guys, their game intelligence is at a high level. You don't need to be a good player per se to have extreme, like you don't need to have like, you can be a good player, like, sorry, what I mean to say is, once you have game intelligence, you're already automatically a good player. You know what I'm saying? You're already automatically a good player. All right, now the physical aspects may determine whether you're able to play that professional level or not, but with game intelligence, you're already a good player because you already know how to make the right decisions, which is very important, right? And positioning yourself like is literally key into whether you succeed or not, right? You being able to read the game is one thing, then you taking action and positioning yourself at the right places and being there at the right time is very important. You know, like, and that's how you score that beautiful goal or make that beautiful pass or make that little link up play or flashy move or even the skill move you want, right? Just because of your positioning. Right? Imagine chess, right? Yes, you may lose some pieces on the board, but if your pieces are positioned properly, right, whether you lose a piece or not, right, you'll be able to recover and put your pieces in a better position where you're able to win the game. You know, think of things like that, right, guys? And the last point, physical fitness and health, guys. Again, I touched on this a little bit, but guys, your fitness needs to be A1, A freaking 1. All right, like when you're training hard, like I was mentioning, fitness needs to be up there. Don't just focus on training with the ball, right? I know, yes, fitness is difficult to do. It's not easy, but you need to be locked in, man. That's why I was talking about focus before, right? It's not just all about skill moves. You need to be locked in. You need to be like, yeah, okay, me being physically fit is important, because if I can play 90 minutes, like when I say play 90 minutes, I don't mean like, oh, you walking around the field for 90 minutes. No, I'm saying full sprinting, jogging, you're jogging, blah, 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 despite winning the ball, you know, doing lots of skill moves, running back and forth, just basically being a machine. You know what I'm saying? That comes from fitness, guys, because when you're fit, no matter what, you always have things in your locker. You can always give more, right? If you're too tired, you're more bound to make mistakes, and that's lack of fitness. For example, if you're tired, and let's say you're a midfielder, right? Someone passes you the ball. The moment you control the ball, because you're tired and you're not fit, right? Someone can easily put pressure on you and get that ball back, right? And normally, if you're fit, you won't lose that ball, right? If you're fitter, you're able to protect the ball and make maybe a decisive pass that leads to an assist, or maybe take a shot that leads to a goal, or maybe even beat 2 or 3 players and make an important, you know, game-changing play. You know, you never know how it goes, right? But your fitness will determine whether you're able to do that extra thing that can make or break how you're seen on the pitch. You know, very important, right? Nutrition too, guys. What I've learned too is, you know, like, it's hard for me to eat absolutely healthy because I don't have the money to always order healthy food, right? So the least I do, me personally, and you guys can follow my advice, or if you have the money or you have alternative strategies to do it, right? But what I do at the minimum is I try to avoid things like junk food or processed food, right? Soda, you know, candy, you know, too much like things that are processed with sugar, like brownies or cakes or things like that. You know the things I'm talking about, ice cream, all these things that are clearly processed and, you know, do damage to the body, guys. I avoid it, man, because I want to be sharp in my training, man. You know, like, it's one thing if you're eating all this and you're training hard and whatnot. There's another thing when you're not eating these things, right? You're eating, like, the unhealthiness has reduced significantly, or you're eating healthy, right? And you're doing the training and stuff, guys. It will set you apart from that guy who's eating trash and doing all the trainings as well, guys. The little things set you apart, guys, because, you know, like, those things, when you're eating healthily, when your body is like eating more healthily and stuff like that, like, you can just do more. You know, there's less things dragging you down. Your mind is more clear. You're able to just put more effort in. Like, your body is a temple, guys. Treat it like that, you know. The more you can do, the better for you, right? And again, things like injury prevention, guys. This was one of my biggest mistakes when I was younger, right? I didn't used to do things like stretches and cool downs enough, man. You know, stretching before and after practice, at least. You know, I didn't used to do that. Now I stretch a little bit more, you know, but my injuries have caught up to me. And guys, that's the last thing you want, guys. Trust me, if you're trying to go pro, and let's say you're 14 years of age, last thing you need is, you may never get a serious injury where it's like an ACL on your knee. No, it could just be recurring muscle injuries, right? Like constant cramps or hamstring issues where you just feel like you can't give your 100%. That's what I get on my calves. Constant cramps. It's so annoying, right? I'm trying to train my calves a bit more, work it out a bit more so you can be stronger and do more stretches. But guys, these are things you should be doing from an early age so that when you're older, these things don't catch up to you, right? And when I say older, I don't mean, because trust me, when I say older, back then when people used to tell me this, I used to think like, oh, when I'm in my 30s, these things will catch up to me. By then I'll already be a professional. No, it could be like when you're older, like let's say you're not doing it when you're 14, right? When you're older could be when you're 18. Yes, that young, 19, 17, 16 even. Right? Depending on who you are and your body, right? Those injuries can catch up to you, and all of a sudden, these are things that, like, okay, you know, now you can't really go pro because you can't give your best, right? You have to be able to do regular maintenance on your body, right? Things like physical therapy, stretching, resting as well. Proper rest is very important. Now I used to think sleeping like 6 hours was cool, 5 hours was cool because I was getting more work done. No, you know, get like 8 to 10 hours of sleep, right? Guys, don't be afraid to rest, all right, and be efficient during the day. Don't think that resting is bad, that you sleeping all day is bad. No, you know, learn to rest. And if you have a focused mind, you're not eating trash and whatnot, you'll be able to get things done during the day. I'm telling you, I promise you, right? And that's what you need to do, guys. So guys, keep all these 4 points I gave in mind. You know, this is why skill moves will make you a pro footballer, guys. You have to have all these things in your arsenal to be a professional footballer, guys. So like, comment, subscribe. You know, turn on that post notification so that you know when I post. You know, and the algorithm can show it to more people, guys. That post notification bell right there, click it. You know, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.